Hey, my loves. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It is I, your girl, and we are back with the spirit-driven messages. This reading will be for the signs Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That's right, the air signs as a whole. If you feel like this message is in alignment with you, I invite you to stay tuned. Geminis, I have already uploaded your specific reading earlier this week, so tune into that for more clarity, for more specific messages. Your extended is also available on Patreon. I will leave the link in the description box below, as well as in the comments, so you can find it with ease. Let's say the prayer. Holy Spirit, divinely ascended angels, ancestors, and spirit guides of highest and purest vibrational light, I welcome you here into this space with me and the Air Sign Collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Please guide us, keep us, and protect us as we turn to the tarot for clear and accurate messages and greater understanding. Thank you for all that you are, all that you do, all that you have done, and all that you will do. And I say this with so much gratitude. Ashe. So let's get into it. Holy Spirit, what is in the air signs' general collective energy at this time, please? What is the general energy for the air signs? Six of Swords reversed. Six of Wands. Four of Cups. Five of Wands. What's next? Nine of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. I'll tell you what I was kind of chuckling is because the song that I heard when I looked back at the Six of Wands was like, I've been getting to the money. Everybody mad. It seems so fitting. It's like you're stuck. This could be you or somebody, but the general energy is that somebody feels stuck in a situation where they're returning to an environment, a situation, or a person that has brought trouble previously, or using something as a distraction, or someone feels trapped. But then we have a forward progression card, is how I see it, with the Six of Wands, which is victory, success, rewards, praise, recognition. So you could be going into an environment that you were familiar with, where you receive a lot of recognition, a lot of praise. And I see you being humble about it with the Four of Cups, meditative, contemplative, kind of detaching from any kind of expectations, just being open to the environment and seeing how things are going to go, not becoming super overly attached to any particular outcome. And I feel like this is creating some friction with the Five of Wands. It's like there could be some conflict or competition going around you at this time where in this recognition energy that you're receiving, I feel like other people may want to be recognized as well, but I feel like they're not getting that from you. This is like the energy of like favoritism. So if you're like an expert in a particular craft or field, you could be seen as the jack of all trades. You could be seen as a lead or a guide, a go-to person for advice. And so you may be approached at this time by people who want to receive this kind of access from you. But with the Four of Cups, this is like you being selective about where you place your energy, who you engage with, when you decide to engage your energy, or what you decide to engage in. This is creating conflict or clashes of ego. Or there may be arguments surrounding this, but I'm not getting that kind of extreme. But if it is, take it as it resonates. Okay. But I feel like there's some tension there. It's almost like maybe people could be perceiving you as, it's like maybe someone can perceive you as being stuck up. But when I was asking Holy Spirit which reading to do first, right? At the beginning of the reading, when I was setting the intention, because I was asking, should I do a reading for air signs or if I should do a reading for Cancer? And the card that flipped out immediately after I said air signs was the Empress. And I feel like you guys are sitting in your Empress energy. You know your worth, you know your value, you know what you bring to the table, and you're not willing to lower yourself for anything less. Not saying that you see yourself as better than others, not saying that you carry this holier than thou presence about you. I just feel like this is something where, like, you've seen it all before. You kind of just want to get whatever this is over with. You could be presenting as like bored in a sense, but you're also showing up in this Queen of Wands energy. This is confidence, this is boldness, this is leadership energy where someone is self-assured and determined. This person is also social, so you could be seen as very social at this time. Again, with the Six of Wands, you're receiving a lot of recognition at this time. So you're in an environment where a lot of people know you, a lot of people remember who you are if you're returning to an environment, whether distant past or recent past. But they see this energy about you. It's almost like maybe something changed about you, something reinforced. And this is the self-assuredness here, where in the past you could have slept on your own potential or others could have slept on your potential. But I feel like the game has changed now. But along with considering the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Cups, this is you returning to an environment or a situation where you are still remaining humble despite the recognition and praise that you get, despite how much experience you've had with this particular situation, whatever it is, however it resonates is how it resonates. I feel like you're taking a humble approach about it to where you may acknowledge that you know a lot about this already, but you are remaining humble, assuming that there is more to learn about this. And I feel like this makes a lot of people uncomfortable. When I say uncomfortable, I don't mean in like, ugh, the energy feels icky. I mean uncomfortable as in you could be triggering people's insecurities at this time. Holy Spirit, what is blooming around the air signs at this time? What is blooming around the air signs this time? Ace of Pentacles. Whoa, that's a lot. What's blooming around the air signs collective at this time, Holy Spirit? Two of Wands. Four of Wands. Nine of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. And Temperance. I feel like you've waited a long time for this. And I'm thinking of the seasons. So it's like we've all been waiting for these warmer temperatures to hit. It doesn't just so happen to do with the weather. This is just me using an analogy to kind of weigh this down. You know, after winter or during the winter, there's this long awaited expectation for warmer weather where the flowers start blooming, the birds are chirping louder, they're singing loud and proud, you know, people are out and about walking around, the world returns to life. And I feel like this is a situation or a circumstance that you've been waiting for prosperity on with the Ace of Pentacles. This could be a new opportunity that you've been waiting on that is approaching you now, that puts you in alignment with where you want to go. So this is signifying that there is a new opportunity coming in that provides a sense of forward movement for you. So it's like you're in a planning phase now. With all of these opportunities that are coming in, you're deciding which way to go. Four of Wands talks about community, talks about home, celebrations, reunions, gatherings, stability. So this is an opportunity that aligns you with what you perceive to be stability, right? But the Nine of Swords, you could be up in your head overthinking what it is that you need to do. There's somebody here in the collective, it could be a few of you, who are losing sleep over strategizing about what to do next. But the Nine of Pentacles here, this is you stepping into your independent, self-sufficient energy. Independent. Independent energy. You are self-assured. You are resourceful. You are successful. Independent. This is an energy that people are aware of. Those who are around you are aware of at this time. I say long awaited because temperance is here. You could have been through many trials and tribulations, my friend. I'm also hearing, it's been a long time coming, but I know. But yes, it's been a long time coming. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you put in the work. You've been waiting patiently for this outcome, and it is finally here. All of the ducks are starting to align. Let's pull a clarifier for the Two of Wands energy. Can you clarify the Two of Wands for the air sign collective, please, Holy Spirit? The Knight of Cups. So I'm blushing because I don't want to limit any reading to love. Because I feel like a lot of people come to readings when it comes to love. I try to focus on the overall, not just love, but finances, community, personal energy, things like that. But I feel like this could also be in regards to love with the Knight of Cups here on the way to give their cup to whoever they intend on giving their cup of love to. So you could have options coming in when it comes to love. Specifically, you could have two for those of you who resonate with this energy. It could be more, it could be few. You could be dating at this time and kind of looking into the options that you have, and you're planning or assessing which person you should move forward with when it comes to love. The mental shift. Holy Spirit, what are the air signs beginning to understand, foresee clearly at this time? This is a lot. People a lot. And I feel like you say very few. What are the airs? What are the air signs beginning to understand or see clearly at this time, Holy Spirit? Knight of Swords. Strength. Ace of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Five of Swords. Ew. Okay. So, what you're coming into understanding at this time is that, interestingly enough, in the Gemini read, when I first opened, I was essentially saying that there's a throat chakra activation or blockage. I didn't say that verbatim, but it is implied. There was a throat chakra activation or blockage, and I feel like it was an activation because there was something that needed to be expressed. And so at this time, you could realize that maybe in the past you weren't speaking not with intention. What am I saying? That when you were speaking, it was kind of off the cuff, like you were saying the first thing that comes to mind, which is good. But again, with the power of speech, the gift of speech, it requires a level of discernment. And so I feel like this is you stepping into a more confident energy where you're not just communicating what comes to mind, you're speaking it with intention, and that includes boundaries, what you will and what you will not put up with. And you may be realizing that when you do this, you receive a lot of reciprocity from it. I'm hearing closed mouths don't get fed, because before you could have been in this Five of Pentacles energy where you were expressing what it was that you wanted, but it wasn't being received. And whether you are or are not speaking with intention, this could lead to conflict. The people who are saying, oh, well, who do they think they are? Who does he think he is? Who does she think she is? You know exactly who you are. And I feel like at this time you're realizing that you're not going to play with yourself either. I feel like there are a lot of people who used to play around in your energy, and this is not the kind of energy that you're willing to put up with anymore. There's been like a straw that broke the camel's back type of situation that happened where you're just like, okay, you know what? All right. This isn't the king of swords energy where it's like a little bit more oomph. But this is the knight of swords where it's just like you're assertive, you're direct, you're very competent at what it is that you're saying. You're also focused, and you're communicating your ambitions, your goals. To clarify the Knight of Swords, we have the Emperor. So this is your energy where you're focused and you're not just talking to talk. You're applying the action behind it as well. And this could cause shifts around you. Again, a little bit of friction. I be getting to the money. This is strongly hinting at like a job situation where you communicate what it is that needs to be communicated, nothing more, nothing less. You could be very selective about your communication, and it could rub people the wrong way. But what's understood does not need to be explained. Holy Spirit, what is coming to the air signs at this time for love, please? The Ace of Swords reversed. The Seven of Cups reversed. The Eight of Cups reversed. Two of Cups. Page of Cups reversed. King of Cups reversed. What it? Four of Swords. For the singles, this is for the singles. I feel like at this time, you're not clear on what it is you want when it comes to love. Not saying that it feels like somebody deciding whether or not they want to open themselves up to love or if they want to focus on themselves at this time. So we have the Ace of Swords here in the upright. It would talk about clarity, new ideas, or concentrating, having vision. But in reverse, this is like hostility, this is destruction. It doesn't have to be to that extreme, but I feel like there's some confusion at this time when it comes to love and partnerships. Because seven of cups energy in reverse is lack of purpose. Again, confusion, distraction, so making poor choices. The Eight of Cups here, this is stagnation, where you could be afraid to move forward at this time when it comes to love. And I feel like there is a connection that is coming in or has come in, and you don't really know whether or not you want to move towards it. Because we have the Page of Cups here, where you may not be emotionally available for this connection. Not saying that you don't have the love to give to whoever this is, or this could be the other person. You could perceive them as immature. But I feel like at this time, you may be deciding whether or not you want to focus on love or nurture your inner child. And inner child is, it screams. If it's not being healed, at least before the connection, it's definitely being healed during. Healing never stops. It is ongoing. So let that sit for a minute. Then we have the King of Cups in reverse. And usually the King of Cups, like in the upright, is emotional overflow, where there is no fear of being emotionally available. There is no fear of being connected or, diving into a connection with other people. In the reverse, I feel like you're kind of withdrawn, or someone can come off as manipulative or kind of selfish when it comes to their heart chakra energy. But I feel like for the majority of you, you could be feeling anxious or overwhelmed when it comes to love. Even the thought of getting into another love connection. Then we have the Four of Swords here, which is rest, rejuvenation, feeling like you need to protect yourself when it comes to a new love offer or love offers. So for the singles, I feel like you're not really looking into love at this time. Intuitively, you could be feeling guided to focus more on yourself at this time. I feel like you want to put yourself out there when you're ready. What is the overall energy for the air signs in partnerships at this time, Holy Spirit? We have the Eight of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Chariot. Ooh, Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. One more. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. So for my air signs in partnerships, there's some movement coming along. You could have decided to move forward with a love connection. And I feel like you're coming across as someone who has very high standards for themselves. Either this is you or the other person, but nonetheless, I see you moving forward with the situation after deciding to cut something off. You decided to move forward with the situation that yielded results. It's slow moving, but it's assured and it offers a lot of potential. Meanwhile, you are focusing on your skills, your craft, still maintaining those high standards, but set, being dedicated and after you have already set the intention for the situation. And so there's this new emotional fulfillment or this new opportunity coming in, something that incites passion. So this is something that excites you, that's moving forward from whoever or whatever this love connection was into this new connection. So this is a person who matches your fire. This is a person who will give you the opportunity to expand into new territory. They may be a person who likes to travel. So you may travel together. And this is also a connection that brings about sudden changes, where the things that you learn from this person, you may decide to adapt what it is that is taught to you into your own lifestyle because it benefits you, or you see that it could potentially benefit boundaries. Holy Spirit, what needs boundaries at this time for the air signs? Queen of Swords, Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, Judgment, Knight of Pentacles, and the Lovers. So with the Three of Cups, this is social energy where there could be people who are trying to probe into your life to kind of get to know you or figure out how you move, which in itself is not a bad thing, but what intention do they have? I feel like there is a call to practice discernment when it comes to getting to know new people or even people who are asking probing questions about your life. Intuitively, you know who it is that you feel comfortable around, people who you feel comfortable with asking advice from, things of the sort. But I feel like there are people trying to get into your energy to kind of get a sense of how you think, or trying to test you to see if you're honest about your communication. You know, kind of trying to see if you are exactly who it is that you say that you are. But you are self assured. And not only are you self assured, but you are successful. You have accolades matching the changes that you have made in your life to get to this point. And you're receiving a lot of recognition from it. And so they could be watching you sitting back and enjoying this emotional satisfaction from it. People could see that you are very calm and content with where it is that you are right now. Unbothered. This is unbothered energy coming from you, but people are willing to test it. And I feel like this will come out with judgment. Who it is who is for you, and who it is that are just trying to get into your energy to be nosy here with the Three of Cups. But this is you also going into an energy of self-evaluation. With the Lovers, I'm seeing that you guys are receiving a lot of recognition from this. So just be mindful. Continue to be mindful of where you place your energy, who you exchange energies with. Holy Spirit, how can the air signs fully step into this week? Well, okay. Hold on. Okay. 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 Clarify the Hierophant reverse, please. Okay. So we have the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, Seven of Swords, the Moon, Four of Pentacles, and clarifying the Hierophant reversed is the Two of Pentacles. So with the Hierophant in reverse, it talks about rebellion, the energy of unconventionality, where you could step into this nonconformist energy, breaking away from anything and everything that you thought you knew before, approaching things with a different mindset. But this is like a warning against ignorance. But this is rebellion and unconventionality with a purpose, a divine purpose. So with the Queen of Pentacles here, this kind of reinforces your energy where I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to stay grounded, stay nurturing, stay caring, continue to be receptive, you know, and continue to be practical in your dealings. Embrace this comfortable, welcoming energy. Focus on all that it is that brings you a sense of stability. And really hold on to that, which is reinforced with the Four of Pentacles. You could have already stepped into this energy of self-assessment, something specific about a Virgo, because this is Virgo energy. But I feel like there are some major shifts coming your way with all of these major arcanas here in your reading. This is like significant. So you're doing something really big for yourself at this time. So it is very important to continue to ground yourself and protect your energy. With the Seven of Swords, it talks about strategy. You don't have to be moving around in a sneaky type way. You don't have to be moving around in a cunning kind of way. But this is like lies and trickery as well. So be mindful of the associations and the company that you keep, because not everybody here is for you. There are people in your energy who are for you, who want to celebrate with you, who want to genuinely get to know you. And there are people in your energy who are just in it for themselves. So just watch out for that. These are people who could bring illusions to you, make themselves out to be something that they're not. Or these could be people who try to get to know you to try to misconstrue who you say that you are. These are like the kind of people who try to get to know your personal life and go back and tell anybody and everybody, oh, hey, guess what? Such and such said this. And nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for that. So, air signs, these are all of the messages that I have at this time. I will upload an extended version of your reading to Patreon. So, again, you can find the link in the description box below as well as in the comments. But if this is where we part ways for right now, thank you, my friend. I love you so much. I send you off with so many well wishes, positive healing energy, setting the intention for the rest of this week to stay grounded, stay focused, stay centered on the things that you value. Be mindful of the company that you keep. But you got a lot of forward movement coming in, and if you feel like not rushing a particular situation or situations, if you feel intuitively guided to kind of pull back your energy and be more of an observer instead of a direct contributor, trust your instincts because they are not wrong. And with that being said, again, I love you so much. Take care. Mwah. Bye. In the extended, we will be diving deeper into what you're being recognized for at this time. We will be diving into the opportunities that are coming your way. We'll also be taking a look at the lesson in discernment, getting deeper into, like the closed mouths don't get fed energy. We'll also take a look at love for the singles and the couples if you need more clarification about that. Then we'll talk about the enemy in the room. So this is a reinforcement on boundaries, but this should be very, very powerful. And then we'll get into the final guidance to reinforce that discipline, help you stay in tune with this Empress energy that came out earlier in the spread. So if you feel inclined, go on over to Patreon and I will see you there.